Senator Klein.
Yes, thank you. Senators, I'm speaking to you from Regina, Saskatchewan, situated within Treaty 4 territory and homeland of the Métis Nation. The confirmation of hundreds of residential school victims at Cowsis brings another reckoning for the country. After Kamloops, Canadians must again face the truth and decide how to respond. We know this may only be the beginning, and based on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's report, we should not be surprised. I came across an article in the Saturday, June 26, 2021 edition of the Regina Leader Post entitled, "Other Sask First Nations Brace for Additional Fines." The opening paragraph reads, and I quote, "After the heart-rending discovery at hundreds of unmarked graves at the former site of the Maryville Indian Residential School, other First Nations investigating nearby residential schools are bracing for their own encounters with long-buried tragedy." Colleagues, there are no less than 15 schools in Saskatchewan that fall under the Indian Residential Schools Settlement Agreement. The opening and closing dates span over a period from 1860 to 1998. At Cowsis, the Catholic school or Catholic church operated the Maryville Residential School, also known as Grayson, starting in 1898. The federal government began funding the school in 1901 as a state assimilation program. Indigenous children at Maryville faced coerced separation from their parents in an attempt to eliminate a culture, ceremony, and language. In this attempt, many children will have died from neglect, overwork, and disease in dangerous conditions. At Cowsis, the grave markers are thought to have possibly been bulldozed by a priest in the 1960s. Today, the nation is working to identify the people in the graves and planning to protect the site as a place of healing and memorial. A vigil took place just this past Saturday. Reflecting and praying for lost children, we must be mindful to acknowledge and honor the survivors. We also need to use the truth to change and grow as a federation of nations. As legislators, we need to keep the children in our hearts. As Chief Cadmus Delorme of Cowes First Nation said on Thursday, and I quote, "Canada one day, hopefully when my 4-year-old is old, Canada one day will have reconciliation through and through the spirit and intent. So Indigenous people in Canada can thrive on this land together." I'd also like to quickly quote something that was shared with me from a quick pastor note from the Alliance Church in Regina. And it says, "To our First Nation, Métis, and Inuit neighbors, as lead pastor of Living Hope Alliance Church, I say that I'm sorry for the indifference we've shown and the hurt the church has afflicted upon you. Although they had no occurrences in these regards, they still reach out. I'm sorry we did not stand with you in the face of injustices, both past and present. We desire to change. We ask your forgiveness and desire reconciliation and that desire to stand with you today. And I hope that we can all do that, colleagues. Thank you. Merci. And he Thank you.